triple zeros for a couple seconds here. They can wait. Hello, friends. Good to see everyone today. How are y'all doing? This is Thursday. I hang out. We're gonna have some sweet hangs today. I'm looking forward to it. We're gearing up for a very different kind of Thursday, as you've probably already seen from the thumbnail. We got to learn with Led today. Not a doubleheader. We're just gonna have one guest today. Do one guest on Saturday as well. If you haven't heard already, it's gonna be Stephen Sill's second time. As a guest for Learn with Led, so looking forward to that. And we'll get into our guest today here in a little bit. But first, better fix that. There we go. First, let's say hi to everybody who's come in to say hi already. You guys here bright and early. Got Blankenship and P1. Good to see you, Ramboy. A midweek Learn with Led. That's right. Indeed. Good to see you, Ramboy. P2 for you. Mr. Rob Cooper. Great to see you, man. P3 for you. Le Mans, 4th place energy for you. Well done. Beecham. Yes, indeed. P5 for you. And no slouch himself, Berube and P6. That's, you get top 7 in a race. And, you're doing well. You're doing well at that point. Great to have you guys here. BL, good to see you. We got Bobby Vegas breaking out the member for 7 months. He's a stud if there ever was one. Thank you, friend, for your support these last many months. Appreciate you. Portal, great to see you. Yeah, you were too slow, man. You were too slow this time. You had a good streak there for a bit getting in here early. The competition is tough. There's no doubt about it. Let's see. You spelled LedPencil wrong. You spelled it right the wrong way or something.
Did I?
I don't know. Anyway. Let's see. And then Sparkles, great to see you. Yeah, for sure there, Rob, for sure. AKG, good to see you too as well, man. Appreciate you, friend, hopping in. Right Wing, great to see you as well. Appreciate you coming in, saying hi, giving us the like. Means a lot. Turismo Rust Dog, appreciate you as well. Thank you so much. That means a ton. Well, technically there is, if you're actually saying LedPencil, the A would be there. That was my point. So we'll have the just to give you the lay of the land for today. We're gonna have the Learn with Led here first. And do that for the next couple hours, and then we'll be racing at Daily Race B, trying to recover all the DR I still lost from way back and the DR reset, which I haven't even gotten close to all that yet. So that's the plan there. But without any more delay, let's go ahead and bring in our guest for the day, Thursday Learn with Led edition, Mr. Joe King. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well, Led. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. It's what we do around here. We love having our friends in. Tell you what, it's really cool to have you come in and get this lesson on and this session going. Appreciate you reaching out. Seems like a while now you reached out. I think it's been a few months now.
A few months, yes.
Yeah, that's the thing with this backlog of guests where the information even that you give me at the at that point. Oops, there we go. At that point, things change, which we'll actually get into a little bit here. But appreciate all that you're working on, and I know you're friends with a lot of other folks that we know and love hanging out with as well. You got Little Watt and Beecham, right? You guys are all
Yeah.
friends over there.
Yes, sir. Or
Yeah, man.
I
Cool
like to
stuff.
call them my mentors.
Your mentors, indeed. Very, very nice. Yeah, Beecham's got it right there. So yeah, I guess we can start there since Beecham is looking out for you. So we do have Joe King's oh my gosh, I'll get the words out. His channel his channel pinned to the chat there. So he is live at this point as well. Is that correct? Yes,
Correct.
indeed,
Yes.
you are. So go ahead and hop over there, give the man a sub, and I'm gonna go say hi over to his place as well. I can't speak and type at the same time though, so give me a moment.
Beecham, Salty Dan. Salty Dan, it must be late for you, man. Slow Aim King. Oh man, everybody. Oh, hello.
Indeed, very cool. So let's start with the YouTube part. You ended up starting this YouTube thing not too long ago. You, like myself, have a partner helping you out with the tech side of things, right? Tell us a little bit about that over there.
Yeah, so my I call him my brother. His name is Mike. He goes by BZ Returns on YouTube.
Okay.
He was the one that was kind of feeding me. Hey man, you're pretty good. You should stream this. See what happens. What comes out of it. And
Sure.
you know what? I'm really glad I did because I got to meet a lot of interesting people.
Yeah, that's one of the most amazing things about putting yourself out there is, I mean, we all have to be kind of realists, right?
Mm-hmm.
And understand the nature of the beast. But even if you never make a dime off of YouTube, you make incredible friends along the way, and that's one of the most awesome parts about it, for sure.
No, yeah, that's one of the things I told him. If I can make money off of it, great. But I really enjoy talking to the people, and like the first person to reach out besides my brother was Beecham. I had Sean God, Little Watt, Dot show up gradually, and just talking to them, getting tips and pointers.
Yeah, speaking of Doc, I see him over here in our chat. Good to see you, Doc. Yeah, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. So yeah, definitely, if you're not subbed up to Joe King yet, please hop on over there. Got you the link right there, so it'll make it real easy for you to make that happen. Let's see. So give us a little bit of background as far as the games you played previously before GT7, and kind of what led you to eventually getting a wheel and playing GT7 and all that. Give us the rundown.
All right, so prior to GT7, I started back in the 90s in the original PlayStation era with the first Gran Turismo.
Let's go.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the at that time the Viper was king. It still is in certain tracks, but in those days that was the end all be all. Which led me to Xbox and Forza. And then after a while, I kind of, life happened, started getting busy outside of, things out of my control. So I stopped racing for a bit. After the pandemic, my wife was like, you know what? Kids are a little grown up. Why don't you get a PlayStation and get back on it? And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And then, I had my little controller for my birthday. Her and my brother Mike got me a red PlayStation 5 controller. I'm like, oh, cool, matches my car.
Nice.
Started noticing lap times were not where I wanted them to be, where I thought I could be. Right. So my brother said, hey, why don't you get the Logitech? The wheel.
Yeah.
And started with the 923 and noticed my lap times. My lap times were coming down, but I was still, too eager on the accelerator, blah, blah, blah. And and that's what led me to your channel, and learning different techniques, looking up on YouTube everywhere, you know, what's trail braking, how should I brake here, brake balance, and just climbing into that rabbit hole.
Right, and it's a deep one, isn't it?
Oh, it's massive. Way down there. It's such a rabbit hole.
Yes. BL in chat saying she's a keeper, referring to your wife.
Yeah. No, yeah, she's stuck with me. I'm stuck with her. You know.
Nice. Hey there, Dan. Great to see you, man. Great to have you hop in. Appreciate you, bud. Salty Dan.
She's in my chat right there.
Oh, which one?
In my chat, she's Rose Flores 91.
Oh, let's see. Oh, I'm behind, that's why.
Yeah, you're big.
A little high. Yep. All right, cool stuff. Let's see there. So, I was just going to say, Salty Dan, a Learn with Lead guest from way back when. Great to see you. SBC69, great to see you, bud. Appreciate you guys hopping in, saying hi. Got a cool thing going on here. Looking forward to getting on track in a little bit, but a couple things to still learn about you here. So, you just mentioned that you took the plunge and you got the wheel and started to learn as much as you could about racing, really, and the physics of racing and how it all works. But then you got the itch to get an upgrade, correct?
Yes. So it's Beecham's fault, to be honest with you.
Of course it is.
He was showing off his Moza wheel and telling me about direct drives and how the feeling is different, and you don't get the clatters and clunks of the G923.
I know about those.
Yeah.
Actually, everybody who watches the stream knows about those.
Yeah, so I saved up money for about a year and a half, and I finally had enough to get my setup, and I'm very glad I did, because he was right. He was absolutely right. It is a night and day difference.
So what did you end up getting?
I ended up getting the Logitech RS50, and then just a couple of weeks ago, last week, the new track wheel with the Xbox hub.
Right. So you are, I think if I remember correctly, you said you're about 3 weeks into this wheel, correct?
About 3.5 weeks, yeah. About a month, let's call it.
Okay, yeah, great. Yeah, so you're still a little bit in the honeymoon phase of the wheel, and you're still learning it. I think you told me too. You're still messing with settings a little bit.
I am still messing with the settings. Yes.
Yeah. So it's great. It's a great experience, but it will take some time to kind of learn what the wheel is telling you a little bit. So that's cool. Let's see. So back in December, you said, is when you really started to take it seriously. You've managed to climb your way to a B rank in the dailies, correct?
Yes.
And then tell us a little bit about, like, I think I asked you something like, what seems to be holding you back at this point as far as progressing to the next level. And you told me, and you answered with an interesting thing. You said your ego is holding you back. You want to explain that a little bit, maybe?
So, growing up, my 20s with Fast and Furious, and if you're not first, you're last, all that. I find myself thinking I'm the world's greatest driver. I know I'm not.
Oh, yes.
But once I'm in the game, the sim,
in our minds.
Nobody can pass me up. So when I see other cars around me go past me like I'm standing still, I get frustrated, and that inner little demon comes out, and I start getting more aggressive on acceleration, late braking, things that I know I shouldn't do, but it's done. I spin out. I wreck my own races. Yeah, good. And I mean, to be honest, that's not an uncommon thing. Like that's super normal.
I see it. I watch other people sometimes. I watch other racers, and one of the things that I see often is the tension builds up. Maybe someone made a little mistake, and it cost them 2-3 positions. They tense up and they feel like, oh, I gotta get back, and they're pushing, and everything that they're doing in order to catch up is actually making them fall behind even more.
Yeah, those tiny little mistakes add up to become one giant mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah. So it's so well put together, honestly, that I think a lot of people who are listening and watching right now, I mean, they probably can relate to that in a really big way. So I think thank you for your transparency there. Honestly, not everybody wants to admit that. I think you might say.
I didn't want to either, but honesty is the best policy, and that's the truth.
It is.
I sometimes am the reason for ruining my race.
Yeah. Well, and that's the harsh reality, right? Because sometimes we want to automatically blame other people, right? And to be fair, let's be honest, to be fair, other people do wreck our races sometimes. It is genuinely other people's fault, so it's never not other people's fault, but I think that we could probably look in the mirror a little more often than we do.
Yeah.
And actually really benefit from it, because even and sometimes even if it is someone else that hits you, something that I often find out is when I really look at certain things, when I'm racing somebody or I'm racing others, and I end up getting clocked in the back and I get knocked off the track or whatever. And honestly, I can almost always pinpoint a part of the track where I made a mistake that slowed me down, that allowed that person to catch up in the first place. Right?
Yeah.
So if I hadn't made the mistake, I wouldn't have been pushed to the back or further back in the grid, and I wouldn't have even encountered that person at all. So it's important to really stare reality in the face sometimes and look at that. Cool stuff. So last question I have for you before we start going around the track and really diving into Laguna Seca here is your name is pretty fun. It's pretty cool, and we're being honest, right? And I met Joe King, a number of months ago through chat and whatnot, and it was funny because it took me about 3 or 4 weeks for the play on words to actually register in my head. He's saying joking. It's hilarious. I've never seen that before, So give us a little insight into how this name JoeKing came in.
All right. So my actual name, for those who don't know, is Jose, the most common Mexican name or Latino name ever. But in English, it's Joseph. You guys call Josephs Joes. And I have always been the funny one in the family. So in high school,
excellent,
I was the funny defensive tackle that the coaches would always tell me, "You can't lift that. You're joking." It just it clicked one day. Joe King.
Yeah.
And there it was born, and the 02 was my first car, was a 2002 Ford Mustang.
Okay. Gotcha. And so you've been using this handle
ever since.
It's just stuck ever since.
It's just stuck.
It's hilarious. It's weird how that stuff happens.
Yeah.
You never quite know what's going to stick like that. So let's go ahead and start going around the track. Great getting to know you, Joe. Great getting to know your background, your personality, and all of that. And appreciate you hanging with us at this level and such. So let's start going around the track a little bit. And as we're doing that, get the tires to warm up a little bit. We're not going to go fast here. We're just going to take it nice and easy. And a funny thing happened too while you were practicing, right? You ended up with a very unique time.
Yes.
Here at Laguna.
So my original time when we first started talking was 1 minute 23.456, which you pointed out. You're joking. I'm like, yes, I am, but not about the time.
Right. That is a literal exact representation of our conversation on Tuesday, where I said, "You're joking. It's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's no way." And then I looked it up, and then sure enough, it was. So you have since beat that time. I actually told him, I don't think you're allowed to beat that time. No, actually, I think you have to leave it. So learn with that is canceled.
And for a while, I wasn't able to. I kept going back to the tunes, and I'm like, "What's going on? Why can't I beat the time?"
Yeah.
Foolish me. I forgot that I was in another race that I didn't stream, where we detuned the Ferrari. And I forgot to change the settings.
Got it.
So the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 was purely by accident because I forgot to retune my car.
Got it. Okay. So what time do you have now?
It's still 1, 2, 3, but it was 4, 8, 6, I believe.
Still very close. Okay. Very cool. All right. So as we're going around the track and just sort of getting the car warmed up here, as you've been practicing this week, are there any portions of the track that's giving you a little extra trouble?
Yeah, the turn that we just passed after the
Right-hander.
after the double lefts. It's because I know where the braking markers should be, that sewer drain.
Yep.
But it's lining my car up. Like this corner right here, 4th gear to 3rd, keep your foot on the gas, you'll make it because of the downforce, I understand. Right here, brake anywhere between the 4 and the 3 marker. You know, slow, aim between the trees, I got that. 2nd gear, drop down on the corkscrew. And then the turn we're coming into is another one that I have an issue with.
Okay.
I hit that left curb and it feels like I hit gravel and the car just wants to spin.
Gotcha. Okay. So let's talk about. We're gonna stop at the brake marker for turn 1 here.
Sure.
And so one of the reasons you might be feeling inconsistencies for the right-hander after this
the double left.
The double left here is variations on corner exit for this part right here. So if you really nail this corner, right? If you really nail it, you could carry as much as 3-4 miles per hour more than you're used to carrying, possibly.
Oh, I hear that familiar sound. The gears clanking.
Sorry.
No, you're good. I love it. I miss it.
My wheel loves attention. What can I say?
It's funny because now that I don't have it, I miss the clunks.
It's hilarious. Do you still have it? Do you still have like?
Oh, I have it. Yeah. I have it to the left of me.
Okay, gotcha.
It's in its box, pristine.
Nice. Yeah. So I would say one of the reasons you might be having some difficulty is variations on corner exit here.
Yes.
Is directly impacting that one because basically, if you slide a little bit, if you lose the car a little bit, or even check this out, right? So let's stop here for a moment. If you end up going very deep, actually, on the double left, and then get the car turned and then come out, by the time you're here, you're actually going to be carrying more speed because you've started from further back up.
Yeah. Yeah. So what I noticed on the daily race, it's a lot of people were carrying too much speed and hit that gravel.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh yes.
when they
Yeah.
came back on track, just spinning right in front of me.
Oh goodness, that's lovely.
I mean, it was good for
Led,
me.
Beecham is saying, Led, you're both on RS versus. Are you
No,
on racing mediums?
I'm on softs.
Yeah, I see. Okay, yeah, I see it. I see it on your stream there. Yeah, I'm not sure what's up there, Beecham. I think we're good. I think we're all right. Anyway, so yeah, you're right about that. You're right about the brake marker here. So what's really key, I think technically it's the scarier option, right? But you see how my car is parallel with
Yes.
the curb. That's actually the most important part about this. So a lot of people will they will be a little bit narrower than this, and actually as they approach this braking marker, I'm gonna move just a little bit. They actually have the car pointed a little bit to the left, and that's a really bad recipe for this corner.
Yeah. So
I
managed on my daily races, I managed to get parallel to that drain.
Okay.
But again, the people around me took that narrower turn and to gain one position and ended up losing 2 or 3.
Right. And then I would say that the other aspect of this corner, then, after, even if you get the braking point right, even if you got the car oriented properly, this corner requires good patience and trail braking all the way to here, basically.
Yeah.
Really making sure that you hit this apex. It's I feel like there may even the track might even be sloping a little bit to the left. There's definitely no banking, that's for sure. So it might actually be harming you even because of that. So that's why I think that's why it takes a little bit extra patience than you might expect. So we'll look at that some more in the future. Let's go ahead and keep going here, and we'll go to that. Go to those back-to-back turns there that you mentioned. And while we're approaching there, one of the big factors to this is how well or how poorly you take the corkscrew.
Yes.
And the corkscrew is such a volatile little portion of track that
it definitely makes you feel like you're in the X Games. You get a lot of air.
You really can. Yeah, I love X Games. I think that so you're tossing the car in through here, so you're in taking the corkscrew will really help the next section. And I also find that, my goodness, my wheel is actually like extra rackety right now.
It's sending me Morse code.
Yeah, for sure. So like right where I am right now, I feel like this is as wide as you really want to be when you're coming out of the corkscrew.
Okay.
If you end up wider than that, it really compromises your entrance. It's not the end of the world, but it's pretty much putting you at a too narrow already. Because if you're way over here, you don't really have time to get back as wide as you really want to be before you have to start slowing down,
right,
or at least lifting, right?
Yeah.
So we'll see how you end up taking this part when we look at some things, but it's very much a feathering of the throttle, making sure the tires get it right. Even on my fast lap that I put up here, I ended up taking this wrong and ended up in the dirt briefly.
Yeah, I completely missed
here.
I completely missed that apex.
Habitually.
Yeah.
Or yeah, okay, gotcha. Yeah, it's tough. It's not easy to hit. And so what you're really doing, so when we think about these two turns, I
Mm-hmm.
think let's talk about the mentality of it, okay? So when you start to set up for the left-hander, I don't want us to think about how fast can we take that left-hander. I want us to think about that left-hander being a setup for this corner right here. Okay?
Okay.
So that means what we're trying to do is not be fast at the exit of the left-hander. We want to approach the left-hander so that we are at our as fast as we can be on the exit of this right-hander. Okay? So that means, hey there, Phil. That's great to see you, man. That means we're looking to be at our fastest right here on the exit. Okay, that's what we're trying to do. All right, let's go ahead and get back to the pit. Let's exit out. This will reset our tires because they're ice cold, and then
Come on,
we'll hop back
it'll
out.
be fun.
No, no, it won't. It'll be the opposite of fun. I guarantee it.
So with the
By the way,
Ferrari, I have the
oh yeah,
brake
go ahead.
balance at 5. I don't know if you have like a preferred.
So we can keep going around so the tires don't get too chilly. My philosophy on brake balance, if you're doing it for speed, right? So that's the caveat. Because there's three reasons for moving the brake balance. One reason is for control. Another reason is for tire saving. And then another is for speed. So if you're doing it for speed, then +5 to the rear is generally the fastest, because when you're trail braking, that'll help rotate the car as you enter a corner. And if you're hastening the rotation of the car, then you can get on the throttle sooner. Getting on the throttle sooner is faster. If you're at +5 and you're having difficulty controlling the car under braking, then it's probably time to back it off a little bit. You know, take it down to +3 or +2 or whatever.
Right.
I do want to mention, while folks are watching, Beecham is having a racing event. Joe King and I are going to be both in it. I'll be streaming it, is the plan at least, as well, before Steven Sills comes on for his Learn Method. I'm excited about that. All right, so at this point, Joe, we're gonna just sort of take our corners here. What I want to do is, I want you right up next to me, and I want you to. We're gonna be at like 70% speed. Okay.
Okay.
And what I'm gonna try and emulate is the racing line as much as it should be taken. Okay.
Okay.
And I want you, if there's any differences from what you typically do, I would like you to remark on that, okay?
Okay.
Here we go. A little deep there. Caught some dirt.
Just a little bit.
Missed the apex.
Looks pretty
Say.
normal. I mean, the apexes you missed, I missed as well.
Okay, well, I'm leading
I
you
think,
astray.
yeah,
So.
I was gonna say, I think that's just because you're leading.
All right, let's go ahead and have you take the lead here at this corner. I'm going to go wide. You take the inside, and we'll start following you, okay? Mr. Button, good to see you, man. How you doing? This is Joe King's car of choice, so we're in the same car as him. We're getting a little look at this livery here as well. Tell the folks who was responsible for this lovely livery here.
So this particularly pink livery is my good buddy Doc Littlewatt.
Yeah.
Design. His Mother's Day breast cancer awareness livery.
Gotcha.
The people that stuck around with me know that my mom passed away 6 years ago. Valentine's Day, yeah. On Valentine's Day, so yeah. Breast cancer.
Yeah.
So anytime anybody has a breast cancer livery, I will absolutely stick that on my car.
Yeah. Player One GT, good to see you, man. Thank you, bud. All right, for those just joining us, we are just at the beginning stages of the coaching session. Right now, we're following Joe, and I'm looking and making observations as far as what differences there might be between what I'm doing and what Joe is doing. All right, so as much as I can, Joe, I like to do a little at a time so as to not overwhelm anybody.
Okay.
So what I'd like to see for the corkscrew is actually a little wider entrance.
A wider entrance.
So, yeah. So you can straighten that exit just a little bit more. So let's take you. I'll take you there. Break it down a little bit. Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
And the corkscrew is a great example of this because it makes you pay more when you do it wrong than other chicanes. But essentially any chicane that you're looking at, you want to be straightening the exit as much as possible. And that will often include maybe a later turn-in / wider entrance. Alright, so I'm gonna stop at the braking point here. Okay, so when you come in, you're braking through here, and it's right about this point where right about here is where you seem to typically start to dive towards the apex.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna suggest that you actually are gonna brake out to here, okay, and turn with the one board. You feel me there?
Turn with the one. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then from here to the apex, you should be trail braking, and with +5 to the rear, that could actually hasten the rotation quite nice. And by the time you get here, you already have the car turned, essentially, rather than having to turn the car and wait for it to, or turn the wheel and wait for it to be in position here. Right where you are right now, that's when you should be at your initial throttle input.
Okay.
And honestly, the cars, most of these GT3 cars, they can handle above 50 miles per hour. Not too much above it, but they can handle above that, and it'll go really nicely. Now, depending on which car you have, especially if it's a front engine or a mid engine, rear engine, it'll handle this corkscrew differently. But typically, once you get over this rise, this is where the car goes light, so this is likely where you need to lift a little bit. But this is definitely where you want the steering straight. If you don't have the steering straight here, you're in a world of hurt, because you're probably going too far to the left or too far to the right afterwards. Okay. Make sense there, Joe?
Yes, it does.
Okay, cool stuff. Player 1 GT, member for 1 month. Thank you, bud. Yes, this is Daily C. This is the Daily C combo. This is what we're using for a session today. All right, let's get you back in front here on the straightaway, Joe. Lock it in.
I missed that.
It's a tough corner. High speed corner like that.
See, I did it again.
Yep, no problem. It might take a little bit to get used to.
It's a force of habit for me now.
Good exit there. I like that.
Thank you.
Tires are still a little chilly.
Dirt.
And your entrance was good too. We can go like this now. Yeah, your entrance was really good. Do you think maybe you got on the throttle?
Yeah, again.
Okay. Okay.
Eager beaver.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Alright, let's try it here. I think I saw a little bit of dirt kick up, huh?
Yep. Lots of dirt.
Yep. It's okay. You went the other way on extreme there.
Yeah.
That told me to go wide, so I did.
Yeah, I went wide. That's what happens.
Look at that. Hey, son of a wicked, good to see you, friend. How you doing, bud? Nice. That was very good.
Sausage.
Sausage. Closer. How did that feel there?
Different. Weird.
Okay. Weird.
I mean, for me, doing it the other way, it's just not a natural. I'm sure I will get used to it. It just. Oh, what happened?
I just lost the car. All right, I'm back. Yeah. So you were saying it's a very different feeling.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's one of those things, you know, I've been doing it for so long and I've managed to somehow make it work. Ah, dirt!
Yeah, for sure. For sure. There you are.
Yeah, as Beecham would say, that was an interesting line.
I love Beecham's dry humor. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep going here.
All right.
Try to get the left tires onto the green on the inside of
Gotcha.
The curving there.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Nice turn there.
Shot the brake.
Missing that first apex there. So it's a little bit of the timing there, I think, is what we're feeling.
Yeah.
So you haven't quite nailed it yet. So, a couple observations that I'd like to make that I think are very positive, Joe, is you really do well on corner entrance, getting as wide as, in most cases, the corkscrew being an exception, but most of the time on entrance, you are as wide as the car will let you go. And and that's really important.
Slowed down way too much there.
So I'd like you to go ahead and we'll give you a little break here. Go ahead and hop into the pit and spectate me for a moment. And let me know when you see me here.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm seeing is, I think, a really common issue so far, and that is your braking. I haven't seen the brakes yet, but based off the lines you typically take, what I'm seeing is your from the turn-in point to the apex is where it appears we're lacking some braking finesse, shall we say? Okay. So let's use this corner for an example. All right, so braking point is right about here. Okay. And so we're good. You know, braking point is solid. You are habitually on the curbing here, which is exactly what you need to do, right?
Right.
You're not making the common mistake of being over here, thinking you're as wide as you can be. You're actually over here, which is great. Then you brake in a straight line, and then you turn, which is proper. But from this point to the apex is what we're missing. Okay. So my guess is, I haven't seen the footage yet as far as brake inputs, but my guess is that from here to the apex, you are lifting off the brake too soon. Okay. So if you look at my brake input here, you know, from at this point you should probably be 50% brake pressure. At this point in the corner, you should probably be somewhere in the 25% brake pressure range, right? And then finally, here's your apex, and this is where you would come completely off the brakes. And actually, as long as you carry the right amount of speed, you should be able to get on the throttle and work your way up to 100% and be okay. Does that make sense? You follow that?
Yes, it does.
I think I lost you, or maybe just sound didn't come through.
No, I'm sorry.
Did you follow all that?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, cool. Okay, so that's a good example of it. Now, technically, that's a long left-hander, right?
Yes.
So it takes, there's more time on the brakes. However, this corner right here is also technically is the same type of thing. How much brake pressure and how long you are on the brakes, it will dictate how well or how not well you take a corner, even though it's a lot faster. And so the reason I'm saying this right now is because here's what I'm seeing most often. You're missing apexes left and right. We're just not always clipping them. Okay.
Yeah. Right.
So if we're doing that at this stage, I'm guessing that it's a typical thing for you. So so let's go ahead. I'm gonna go, tires are a little cold, so I might not be able to go full speed here, but I kind of want to try and demonstrate, and I want you to pay attention to my braking, okay? And how much time I spend in the 50% brake pressure and lower area, okay? I'll try to do a good job here. Craig, great to have you, man. Appreciate you coming in, saying hi. This long double left-hander is also a great example of staying in that lower range. Once you Once you get past the apex here, now it's feathering the brakes. Same here. I missed that a little bit. Even this one though, need to be on the brakes probably a little bit longer because I'm seeing you miss that apex pretty frequently.
Yes.
Dirty tires now. Try and demonstrate the corkscrew here like we've been talking about. Yeah, I didn't have to lift there either on the way down. Brake in a straight line, full brake, then trail brake, then on we go. Okay, any questions, any thoughts?
No questions. Just a lot of studying that I have to do.
Okay. So did you see the brake inputs there?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's go to. I'm going to spectate you now, and we'll see what we see on the input side. Okay.
Okay.
That's a 30 burger. Thank you for the 30 likes, everyone. Appreciate you all. Okay, good. I like that. Sounds good, Trent. Appreciate you having us on the TV. While you hot lap. Okay. Hey, whatever works there, Trent. I love it. Ooh, that's close. A little too early of a turn in, but that was good.
Sausage.
Stinking sausage. I hate those, man. Corkscrew is fun. When you're not spinning, you know, multiple times after going down it. It's fun.
Lost it.
Do you normally stay in second there?
No, I normally go to first. I forgot.
Okay. We thought so. Good. I like that there. That was pretty good. And for those watching right now, we're spectating Joe King. We're watching the inputs and seeing what we can see. I like that early shift to second. That's your best left-hander so far. And you took more speed than you're used to, so it impacted the right-hander. H2 Rider, good to see you, man.
Speed.
So that just let you know, you might not be aware, you did not get to 100% brake pressure there.
Okay.
You were in like 75, 80 for most of that deceleration. That's why you overshot.
Yeah, different feel on the brakes with the load cell.
Not bad, just still a little bit early of a turn in.
Too much brake.
Better. Still didn't quite get to 100%. Good. Still missed the apex, but I like the adjustment that you made. High performance, good to see that.
Years of driving a Mustang in real life.
Nice. Ooh, that was really close.
I'm in the gravel.
Okay, you saved it. That apex has been very elusive for you, so you really nailed it that time.
She went sideways.
That was an exceptionally hit apex, sir. In fact, too much that time.
Yeah. Thought I was in a Mustang and there was somebody there.
Right, right. Okay.
This.
Yeah. So, again, you know, your exit speed coming out of the corkscrew is still quite varied, but for the most part, we're on the throttle a little bit too long entering that left-hander. We're just not getting off of it soon enough. I think, before I say that, let me watch one more time when you get over there.
All right.
LG, how's it going, man? LG saying, get in there, Joe King. You've got 30 people cheering you on right now, Joe. And by the way, anyone who isn't subbed up to Joe yet, highly encourage you to do so. Got his channel pinned to chat. He's actually live concurrently with us right now. little funky for those turns. Well, you hit those apexes very well that time. Okay. So let's take a little breather here. All right, some more observations, right?
Yes.
So I'll exit the spectate mode for right now. So what I think I'm seeing here, and this is just reality observations. Okay, so nothing personal here or anything like that. But
Believe me, you're not going to insult me, man. I've been called a lot worse.
So I think you're still getting used to this wheel and setup some, because I see a lot of inconsistencies in braking and basically it's mostly in the braking, to be honest.
Right.
So habitually, let me ask you. Let me see how self-aware you are. When you are entering a corner, how confident do you feel on the brakes? What do you think maybe is going right? What do you think maybe is going wrong? That sort of thing.
So, with the old G923, I would say I was 90% confident. With this one, it's 50-50. There are, depending on the track, like say if we were doing Le Mans, I can do that with my eyes closed. Shout out to Beecham because I'm going to crush him.
You heard that here, folks. Yeah. You heard it here first.
He picked the wrong track. Anyways.
Oh, I love it. We'll see it in living color in a few days.
There you go. But with this new setup, I can't. It's different than the load cell mod that I had on the other wheel.
Yeah. Yeah. So on the brakes, I see a lot of stab, jab, jerky movements.
A lot of inconsistencies.
Yeah. So let me go ahead and hop out on track again. You're not gonna be racing or time trailing, but I just want to see how smooth you can be on the brake inputs. And just see it, you know. And I also wonder how hard it is to get to set for you as well. So just go ahead and sit still on the track. Just put the park and brake on, however you want to do it. So get me to 100%, and then just slowly trail off as slow and smoothly as you can.
So there's 100, right? And then slow. There should be 50.
Yeah.
There's about what I feel is 25.
Yeah.
And then there's 5, nothing.
Yep. Okay. Let's see. How hard do you have to push to get to 100%? Like, is it pretty substantial?
Compared to, have you modded your brake?
I have. Yes, okay. I have the True Brake mod on mine.
Okay. Perfect. So I have to put a lot of pressure.
Okay, I had the kit that had 3 different springs, and I chose the hardest one.
Yeah.
The stiffest one.
Right.
So what were you about to say?
So your stiffest spring is still lighter than 100% on the RS pedals.
Have you messed with the calibration at all in the game?
Yes.
Okay, so where do you have that set on the brakes?
So full brake would be 90%.
Okay, so you have it at 90. All right. Okay. So here's what I want to kind of suggest to help you get more consistent with it. So let's switch spots, and you'll spectate me now, okay?
Okay.
So I want you to really focus on your downshifts when entering corners. So for example, this one, I think typically you do downshift to second to enter this corner, right?
Yeah.
But I think you get down to second too late. Does that make sense? So, like typically, I think I'm downshifting to second right about here, and you're more a little bit later, like closer, maybe not quite this far, but closer to here. What I want you to listen for is you're downshifting as early as the gear ratios are going to let you. And now that, since that one update where our downshifts are regulated, you have to time that a little bit better than you used to.
Okay.
I will say, I think there's a little hack when it comes to the downshifts. If you downshift too early and it wants to negate your shift, if you just hold the paddle down and just sort of keep it there, it'll do it. It'll still eventually shift. I don't know if you've noticed, sometimes when you're downshifting, it feels like it'll do it, but there's like a delay, and that's probably because you've ended up holding that paddle a little bit longer than you realized you were doing.
Yeah,
HD Rider is asking, is there? Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I thought it was because of the new update and the save the engine mode.
Yeah, that's what's happening for sure. But if you while you're decelerating, you hold the downshift paddle, just hold it down a little bit longer than the quick click of it, then it'll shift because it'll register in the game. It'll still delay your shift, but you won't miss it. Basically, is what I'm saying. It won't be a miss. Ryder is asking, is there an option on the RS to adjust the brake percentage? So on the actual, talking physically, I'm guessing, Ryder. Is there one that you know of, Joe?
I missed the question. I'm sorry.
He said, is there an option on the RS to adjust the brake percentage?
Not that I've seen. It's just no, wait, there is, and I have set it to. Let's see. Let's actually go into it right now. It's under dampener. Let's see. Force feedback, brake force right here. I have it at 30%, which is what Logitech recommends for Gran Turismo.
Okay. So it can go lower.
It can definitely go lower.
If you felt it necessary. Okay. Maybe something to tweak with.
Yeah. Again, still playing with it.
Yeah. Okay. My tires are ice cold, but I'll try and demonstrate what I'm talking about a little bit here. So, habitually with your braking, you're overslowing the car almost every corner. So, for example, even with this quick one right here, the car's capable of probably 10. I think I took it 104 through here.
Okay.
And you're habitually in the 90s, for example. Okay. Which is, so it's interesting, how you said, you mentioned how you often get very aggressive and you push too hard.
Yeah, eager in the throttle.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if it's the stage, or the setting that we're in, but I think what's actually happening is you're overslowing the car, and then on exit, you're almost like trying to compensate.
Okay.
Maybe even subconsciously trying to compensate for that. So corkscrew, you're carrying decent speed. We're still working on that later turn in there, but here again we're overslowing. So, and part of that is we're we should be lifting as early as now, where I am right now, and you're not excuse me, you're not lifting until way
Way
down
past,
here. Yes, and because of that, you actually, I think you sometimes downshift second. You end up wider than you need to be. Your second gear then pulls you, and now you're pointed here, but you're carrying like 80 to 85 miles an hour most of the time when you can be in the 90s. Okay. And so, yeah, I think we've really caught something here, Joe, because so if I can maybe super slow-mo this. So what's happening, let me just sort of break it down, okay? So for a corner like this, watch my brake input here. There's a stab of the brake that is either 100% or close to 100, right?
Right.
So all of a sudden, there's a massive weight shift on the car towards the front. Okay?
Yes.
Then, as you get to about this point here, now we come off maybe not completely off, but you're in this 30 to 20% range here, okay? And then there's another stab of it at it, and you get closer to the 70 to 80% range. And what that's doing, honestly, what's interesting is that's often what I see a lot of controller players do, because it's so easy, it's so quick for them to do that. But here we're seeing it on a wheel, and I think this is probably the main thing that needs to be overcome at this juncture. I would be prioritizing this massively.
Okay.
So instead of a brake to 100% or brake to 80% and then gradually coming off like this, we are instead we're jabbing on the brake, but then coming off too much, then adjusting, coming back up, and then maybe we're trail braking at that point a little more properly afterwards. That's what I'm seeing corner after corner, what's happening. And I think a lot of it has to do with newness of your pedal and wheel and all of that. But that's, I think, limiting your ability to kind of get comfortable. So once again, let's go around the course a little bit here, and I want you to watch the braking that we're doing here. I'm not going to go 100% because my tires are ice. But even not at 100%, we can still demonstrate the gradual trail off of the corners. And honestly, even with me going as slow as I am right now, I'm still carrying more speed than you in most of these corners. Just because I'm smoother on the brakes, I'm not over-slowing the car. And the lift, I'm going to use second to help tighten the car. That was 93. So I think two things so far, where we have to eliminate the jabbing of the brakes while decelerating, and we need to use shifting down as early as the car will let you to help kind of gauge and gain some consistency. So this time as I go around, I want you to listen for the gearing, okay?
Okay.
time we will. And this will be a good example here with second gear. Even here with third will help me. Oh, that's too much. I took 108 to the apex. That's not going to work ever. All right, let's see if we need second to help us here. No, probably not. Maybe second here, we'll see. Yeah. 93 or 94 to the apex that time. Okay. So do we understand what we're talking about here so far? And I realize, so, you know, execution and understanding, I think, are two different things. So I just want to make sure that we're grasping it 100%.
Yeah, I'm following what you're saying. But again, it's putting it into practice. It's going to take me some time, and just
Yeah.
getting used to the wheel again.
Yes. Yeah, I think, you know, yeah, to be honest, you know, I think it takes a good, in some cases, maybe even a year to really understand what a wheel is telling you,
Right.
especially for a newer sim racer. Um, you know, a lot of people will say, "How can I be so fast with a G923?" Well, it's because I've had the wheel for 4 years, over
Yeah.
4 years now. I know it. You
Yeah.
know, it doesn't always tell me. I'll be honest, it doesn't always tell me as much as I want it to tell me, right?
Right.
But when it does tell me things, I get it. I understand, and I normally know how to respond to it. You know. Let's see. Ryder here says, with load cell, I found that if you pull your leg back while letting off the brake rather than bending the ankle, it's more controlled. Okay. Yeah, you're keeping the pressure on the toes. Yes, for sure. Yeah, I totally agree with that. You can't. It's almost like how you drive your actual car. You're not really putting the heel down on there. I think yeah, more muscles you engage, I think the more muscle memory you can gain.
Okay.
Okay, um, so let's see. We can do a couple things at this point. Um, we can either go over to the daily and see if you can try and put some of this into practice. Excuse me. Or we could. Oh, I don't know that you sent me it. Did we get a race to watch?
Yes, you
Okay,
could have gotten
my
it.
fault. Or maybe I didn't see it. I'm not sure. When do you have to be finished up? Because I know you have
Um,
an event later.
yeah, I have an event. Starts in about half an hour.
Half an hour. Okay. Probably can't do both of those things then. What would we want to prioritize?
Let's do the video.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. So I think at this point, then, in order for you to see it live, we'll have to switch over to the what you call it, the share screen. So I'll exit this lobby. And we're going to check network environment for a little while.
As you do.
Hmm.
Beecham, I don't think it's software. It's all up to date. I check it at least once a week, see if there's any software updates.
Still checking network environment.
I'm
It's
already
the longest thing.
disconnected.
Yeah, it's the longest thing in the whole game. All right. So I think fastest way should be to head over here. And go over here. Okay, I see your. All right, I see the time trial, but not the race. So let me look again. Rose is taking copious notes. Wow.
Oh yeah, she's absorbing it.
She's bringing it in.
It's trying to do.
What is one of the tags that you put it under for me to find it?
I believe it was LedPencil.
2 words or 1 word?
One word.
Oh, no, that's 34 seconds. Yeah, so there is this replay, but it's 34 seconds. It's not an
It's
entire
not the whole thing,
race.
huh?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can.
Or is that a picture? No, it's a replay, but it actually doesn't even. Oh, I could view it. Yeah, it only says 34 seconds. And that's yes, your qualifying time trial.
Let's see. I'll repost it. But yeah, it should have been the whole race. I even sent it to my brother, kind of showing
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, the top right here, HT is the lap, the fastest lap so far.
Yeah, it's weird. It shows on here 21:34 on my side.
What's the
Uh,
date?
5/12/26.
I'm not seeing one from 5/12. I see I see this one from 5/13.
Oh, the
Let me
qualifying time.
No, it's the 34-second one that's on 5/13. The qualifying time is 5/14. You must have done that today.
I don't see the 5:14.
That's wild. Yeah, let me see this. And it's a little long too, is it? Let me see.
Yeah, it shows 23:46, right?
Yeah, this is just you.
Doing the time trial over and over.
This is you. Yeah, this is you putting up the time that the latest fastest lap that you
Yeah.
have. Well,
Yeah.
let's see. Well, we could do. Um, I think we'll go ahead and call that a no go. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
I run into this sometimes. I don't know what happens with the shareables and all of that. But I also went to your profile as well
Mm-hmm.
first and tried to grab it off of there, and I didn't see it. So we could instead watch your replay or send you to the daily. Which one would you want to do?
Oh, I really don't want to do a daily.
Yeah, you don't have to race. You would just practice to see if you could beat your time.
All right, yeah, that I can do.
Yeah. No problem. No problem. Okay, so I think at this point we have to sign off of the Discord chat and go to the PlayStation, correct?
Yes.
Okay. let's do that. So I will leave this party, and I'll send you an invite here in less than a minute. Okay.
Okay.
All right. See you on the other side.
You can see the replay, Doc? That's weird. Shared items. Yeah, it's right there. Tecnologia. Yeah. I shared it correctly, right? It's so weird.
Okay. Hey Joe, we did find the replay.
Okay.
I don't know why it said 34 seconds.
That's weird.
You with me there, Joe? I saw you hop in. Oh, read that now.
Where did he go?
That off.
Somebody let him know I can hear him. Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Hello, hello?
Yep, I hear you now.
All right,
All
perfect.
right, perfect.
Good. We did find the race. It literally says 34 seconds on the screenshot of it, but this is the entire race here. It looks like. So I'll go ahead and start a share screen with you.
Okay.
And by the way, you're coming in a lot clearer than the other day too. That's nice.
A lot of tinkering.
Okay, good. All right, so you should see the invite for that now. All right, excellent. All right, so so this is going to be ice cold for me. I have not seen what happens here. We don't always do a race aspect, but when I talk with an individual, a potential guest, and it ends up being kind of we hear some struggles about during races and how we're dealing with it. At that point, I kind of say, well, let's see what we can do to improve someone's racecraft in that regard. So we've definitely covered a lot of good stuff on the racing, the driving technique side of things. So let's see how this goes here. So give me a little hint here. Joe, how does this one go overall? You don't have to tell me how you finish or anything like that, but how's the overall feel about this one?
I felt really great. I did make a lot of mistakes, but I was able to adjust.
Okay.
I noticed that my livery is gone.
Yeah.
It's no longer
I
pink.
wonder if you're experiencing a cache issue. Um, People who have saved a lot of replays and have a lot of data stored up in the game, um, they end up. I had the same problem with replays and such, and that may be why it gave an erroneous timestamp for how long the replay was as well.
Maybe.
Yeah, I got to a point where I was not even able to save replays. It
Well,
wouldn't let me.
I haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah, you might be on the cusp though, so it's definitely something to watch out for.
It's 2 terabytes on the Pro, and I'm not even an eighth
That's
away.
cool. That's cool. Okay, so far, yeah, we've taken advantage of other people's mistakes. Slim Jim up ahead decided he could win the race in the first turn, so he dived on you.
Yeah, I let that happen. I'm like, you know what?
It's fun.
4 rules,
Well,
just let it go.
yeah, just whatever. Let him go, right? Yeah, so as I'm gonna do a little bit of both here of basically driving skill and also racing decisions. We have just enough time, I think, to do that. I will skip ahead just a little bit, unless we see something wild happen, then we'll back it up. But right now, it looks like you're settling in. There's quite a pack back there of angry Porsches.
I felt like a target.
Yeah, they all really want to attack you. It looks like the horde. Oh, what happened there with Drew?
The over-engineered Beetles.
Drew got that classic rear engine oversteer under braking. I tell you what, the corner that we just watched you take right there, you're taking it better here, much better here than in the session.
It has to be the settings.
Yeah, I want to look at it one more time with you real quick. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. An early downshift to second, where you see it's still purple, right?
Yeah.
And then you have the right amount of brake pressure. You let the car roll a little bit, but yeah, I mean, look at that. I love that 20%, 15 to 20% brake pressure right there with second gear. That's helping to really suck the car to the apex. Look how early you are on the throttle. That's magnificent. Now, as good as that is,
Here it comes.
you still overslowed. I'll let you know.
Yes.
Okay, and here's how we know. Ready? You have about a 3/4 of a car width still left on the left side of the track.
Yeah, you remember how I was telling you about the settings?
Yes.
Yeah, this is it. I don't know if it was the
Gotcha.
bop or if it was my tune, but yeah, it felt very sluggish.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so here's, I want to point this out right here.
Yeah.
So we're at 43 miles per hour. We're still on the brakes. We're waiting for the car to turn, right?
Right.
So you should never, in the corkscrew, you should never have to go below 50.
Okay.
And you should be on the throttle. Let me walk a little bit. You should be on the throttle right about here.
Okay.
And you're not going to mash the throttle, right? Because the corkscrew, you're about to go downhill. But that's what you should be looking at there. Makes sense?
Yeah.
And this has. Ooh, I don't want to take a picture. That's not a bad spot to take a picture. That has everything to do with how narrow that entrance is right there.
Right.
Okay. All right, we got Crashing Jack. Love it when you have someone named Crashing behind you.
Yeah, he made me nervous.
That doesn't unsettle you at all. So how far up on B rank are you?
Just a quarter of the way up.
Quarter of the way up, you said? Okay.
I've been teetering between B and C for a while now.
Yeah, HD Rider in our chat here says you'll know if your cache is full. The game will lock up when you try and save the replay. And that is what ended up happening for me. Well, eventually, it started with really not saving replays, period. And then I kept trying to do it, and then yeah, it said, nah, sorry.
You're done.
Over. So at this point, I think we're holding our own. The pace is good enough. It's actually kind of a nice spot to be in. Those three people up ahead are kind of a little tighter. It's a little more hectic. Crashing is the closest one to you, but he's maybe a good second and a half to 2 seconds behind you at this point.
He too actually has an incident. I don't remember if it was before the pit or after the pit.
You said P2?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay. So when do you normally pit in the race, or do you have a range?
7.
Always 7?
Yep.
Okay.
The tires still felt good. I probably could have gone to 8, but
yeah. Yeah, at this point there's no reason one way or the other. You're not stuck behind traffic or anything to do an undercut. Oh wow. What was that? I heard somebody do something.
Yeah, crashing unwillingly went into the pits.
Living up to his namesake?
Yep.
Great. Alright, so here we're going to do your pit. Very nice. Blake and Slim Jim are going to stay out a little bit longer. Okay, well, this is fun.
Timmy with his 3-second penalty.
Oh, yes. Get after it, boys.
Yeah, the whole time I saw that, I was like, yeah, keep fighting.
Yeah, oh, and here's Tony not doing so... Oh, my goodness gracious. Oh, that's so... Oops. That's so close to being excellent right there for you. So I think I can see you've backed off pretty good here.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, I don't want to be a part of it.
Yeah, it's a difficult spot because you do have someone behind you. If you didn't have anybody behind you, I'd have been like slow up big time, like
Yeah,
just wait for the carnage to stop. Because man, right here,
that bump.
yeah, you're still on the brakes too. So I think you did everything you could. You almost snuck in there and got by both of them. Oh, and because of that, crashing Jackson comes through. Lovely. Interesting. How do you feel about that one?
I felt terrible. I apologized to Tony.
Okay. Let's take a look and see what happened there.
Not enough brakes.
He's overslowed.
Oh, good.
He should be off the brakes by now. Let's watch. So here's the thing, right? So he's got dirty tires.
Yes.
He's not in a good spot
No.
at all, really.
Then he's
And
got
so
my pink
he's
Ferrari.
yeah, and he's trying to get the car stopped. He's desperate to get that done, but in the process, yeah, he's gonna, not only is he overslowed, but he's overshooting. That's really tough for you to know that he's gonna be 10 to 12 miles per hour slower than he needs to be. So I actually don't necessarily put that on you too badly, to be fair.
Yeah,
You
I
feel me
still
there?
apologized.
Yeah, it's fine. But at first I thought, oh man, I think you maybe should have given that back. But looking at it now, there's no way you could have planned for him being that slow there. All right. Timmy with the 3-second pen, he probably cut the pit lane or something. Oh, he still had to pit yet too. Okay. So let's see where you come out. Okay, in fifth. Right, because Crashin took advantage of the slow up in that corner. It's a 40 burger. Thank you, Beecham. Thank you for the 40 likes, everyone. And it's by Chris Wood. Appreciate you, friend.
Hear my little one in the background.
He was going to go deep no matter there, LG. You're right. All right. Just settle down again a little bit. Oh, my goodness. Crashing, living up to his name. Oh, my. What in the world? What happened?
He met Barry on.
Do they? Oh, yes. Oh, he unghosted. Oh, that's so bad. Crashing Jackson. We salute you, sir. We feel your pain. Ouch. Dead stop. Wow. Okay then. We continue onward. Oh wow. More activity.
Yeah, remember I told you about CJ?
Yeah, there he goes.
And I almost followed.
Yeah, you tried, that's for sure. Did you get a pen for that? That was close.
No.
No, it looks like you got away with it. Okay.
I got away with it.
purple right there. Now it's
No man's
no
land.
man's land. Now it's lonely. Okay, let's get the. We'll probably see nothing else here. Yeah. Oh, that was close at the end.
Oh, it's very
Craig ended
close.
up catching up. Let's see. Let's see from his perspective here. We is pouring it on. Yes, took way more speed than you do through the kink there. He actually went too wide there, I think. Now he's gonna go too wide there. Yeah, you're just thinking wide thoughts, and he has to try and make it get around you. That's a good move on his part there. Try to get the run. He almost makes it work. Nice finish though. Really good. Really good. Very cool. Thank you for saving that replay. I'm glad we got to watch it and see what happens here. So I have an observation or two, I think, that that should be helpful. So I still see a tendency. You looked, at least, I couldn't hear you, or anything like that during the race, but it feels like you kept it pretty calm on your end, and just
Yes,
it looked like you mainly raced your own race there. Is that fair?
that's
Or
fair.
okay, good. So that's important for sure. Um, you let it really looks like you let a lot of the carnage just happen around you, and you didn't get yourself involved with it yourself. So I think that's good. That's really helpful. I know we're close to out of time here, so I kind of want to go through this pretty quickly with you. So, but I think that I feel like the main thing there really that I'm seeing is just not always as wide as you should be when entering corners. Um, little bit of diving, and maybe even playing it a little too safe, not for that lobby. Okay, so I guess I think what I would say is that approach is going to be really good for that level of competition. People were deleting themselves over and over and over again, right?
Yeah.
um and all you have to do is just not join the party, which you came close a couple times, but you kept it on track, so that was really great. um so but if you want to, really progress to the next level, I do honestly think it's going to come down to speed, and that race pace. The race pace needs to improve, because I could still see where we were overslowing the car in multiple places, um, pretty much all the way around the track. So it's a give and take as far as what's comfortable and repeatable.
Right.
You're probably on the verge of that comfortable, repeatable floor, we'll call it. That floor needs to start bumping up. All right, so that's what I would take away from the race, from our session in general. Very quickly, just need to let you know. I think that when you're practicing, make sure you're hitting every single apex. Um, I know you're dealing with some settings, you said, and some changes there. So I understand that. I understand that probably made a big impact, but I can only go off of what I observed, right? So
Right.
make sure you're hitting all the apexes, and make sure that when you're braking, let's try and be as smooth as we possibly can as you trail off. Gear down early, gear down early, to also to make sure that you're getting as much of the engine braking as possible. Those are my main takeaways, I think, for today. Um, definitely, I foresee, you have a really good foundation. You're already doing a lot of things that people at your level are either not aware of or they're ignoring because they don't think it's important. But you're doing wide entrances already. You're getting nice and wide and such. Just sometimes turning in a little too early.
Mhm.
Um, and for the most part, and you've got really good control throttle exit. Here's the cool thing, right? If you can minimize the early turn-ins, you'll be able to get on the throttle sooner because you'll have that wider entrance, and you're gonna see your lap times really come down as a result of that. Okay.
Okay.
I know we got just a few minutes here, so I want to rapidly talk about the last couple things here, my friend. You're in our Discord, so we're getting you access to the Learn with Lead bumper stickers. Now that you are a Learn with Lead guest, you are now part of the exclusive club where you get your decals. You are now granted access to that, my good bud. My mom may have been working on a trophy for you, so here it is. Let's take a look. That is cool. That is hardcore. If you're not first, you're last.
Oh, why?
With the Mustang. She's listening with the rose at the bottom. Look at that. Is she awesome or what? Look at that. That is way cool, BL.
Really cool.
And then the quote at the top right. No way, Jose. You're joking.
We're in this together. No.
Very cool. Very cool. Trophy, nice, awesome. With a partial tribute to Rose, his wife. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay, man. I know you got to head off here for 8:30 your 8:30 shindig here, but very much appreciate you coming on. It was sweet hangs with you. I think you got a lot of promise coming up in the future. You're gonna see your time start to really come down here. It's practice and it's also learning your wheel.
Yeah.
With time, all this is gonna come together real nicely for you.
Well, I appreciate your time and the knowledge. It's great to learn.
You got it. You got it, my friend. Yeah, man. All right. Well, that's another Learn with Lead in the books. I'm sure, Joe, we'll see you in a chat or a track real soon. We'll probably see you Saturday on Beecham's event, huh?
Absolutely, we'll see me then.
Cool, man. We'll watch you beat the pants off of Beecham, right? That's what you said.
That's what I said, wasn't it?
Good stuff, friend. All right. We'll talk to you real soon, my man.
Alrighty,
Appreciate
thank you.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Cool stuff.
Ooh, that was learning with lead. Oh man. Beecham, drones a lot. Portal Corner. Everybody, thank you for showing up. I have learned a lot. Doc, it's your fault. I appreciate you guys. Yeah. Oh man. That's a lot of learning I have to do still. But at least what he said was, what I suspected all along. I am slowing down in the corners way too much. So, time to practice. Time to practice. Time to get used to this new wheel, this new setup. And that's going to do it for me for this stream anyways. Hopefully you guys will stay on for the next one. That's going to be in half an hour. I appreciate you guys. From sunny San Diego, California. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Thank you.